But if you look at setting those goals for and really looking at, hey, who do I need to become? It's going to make it really obvious if you've set kind of the right kind of goals or not. The idea of looking at, hey, who do I need to become to hit this particular goal, right? And then even breaking it down from there, like what habits do I need to have to be that kind of person? So if you look at a guy like Ryan Escalator, which I can't wait for him to like share the whole story about how he discovered this strategy and what he's got for you. For those of you that are in cheat codes, I would even go back and like watch the cheat codes that Ryan has, because they're all time. But if you look at setting those goals for and really looking at, hey, who do I need to become? It's going to make it really obvious if you've set kind of the right kind of goals or not. And Diane, I'm not picking on you or anything. I know it's, hey, I want 8K a month to is my goal, and then X to be comfortable. Like, why would you set a goal to be comfortable? Because if the purpose of that goal is to like, hey, who do I need to become that's different from someone who does 8K a month versus someone who does 10K a month, like you're pretty much the same person. Like there's not a whole lot that you have to do that's different. Maybe you need like one extra client. Maybe you just need to get lucky or not get unlucky, and you're going to kind of hit that mark, right? Whereas if you're doing 8K a month and you look and say, okay, I want to do 80, well, shoot, those are probably two totally different people in terms of who you need to become. And then it gets very clear on like what do you need to be focused on a daily basis? What habits, what strategies, what skills do you need? I know for my personal story, there's always been this idea of kind of like layering skills upon each other. When I first started my career, I did a lot of stuff kind of in sales, whether honestly like In-N-Out was the first job, and they actually do teach you a little bit of sales there. And now obviously you're trying to do the upsells, and you're following a process, right? I learned how to follow a process. I learned how that company actually created their own systems to train people. So it was really interesting. So even though I didn't realize I was learning it, because at the time I was learning the specific skills of like, how do you dice the potatoes? How do you slice them? How do you take an order? And how do you smile when someone's being an a-hole to you? All that kind of stuff, right? So you learn those skills, and then learn selling shoes at Nordstrom, selling life insurance and financial products and things. You kind of generate some of those skills, and there was when you first kind of learn and grow, a lot of times it can be uncomfortable, but then you hit your stride. And then a lot of times you'll hit this kind of like plateau. I don't know if any of you guys work out. As Henry mentioned, I obviously have not worked out enough as of late. I'll see what I can do, Henry. I'm trying to get into the gym a little bit more. It's freaking cold. I shouldn't make excuses, but it's freaking cold here in Bend. I just got a new space heater for our garage, but it's not hot enough. I need something that'll like pump some heat when it's like 30 degrees at 6 o'clock in the morning here. Where was I going with that? Anyway, so you add these kind of skills, right? So first it was sales, and then it was the creative side of things, where I started my photography business. And in that, when I kind of like plateaued in the sales role, I was like, okay, I could take this skill of sales and apply it to my own thing and make more. I can make more, have more control of my time and freedom, and that was like a whole new wave of learning, because it wasn't just going out and finding clients and doing my own lead gen and networking and working with other vendors and things. It was learning how business works as a freelancer, like as a solopreneur kind of, which I look back, and while it was a really good education in business, it was definitely not, I wouldn't consider myself an entrepreneur as a wedding photographer. I was more kind of like, I owned my own job. I was a freelancer. I was a solopreneur. I was in charge of my own time, but I was still kind of trading hours for dollars. But I got this really cool experience in all those little aspects of business on kind of a micro scale. And so you're kind of like leveling up your skill set. Then, the next wave, I found digital marketing and direct response marketing and putting together deals in kind of like business development. So like that next wave was really a couple of different things. It was this, how does marketing work on like a mass scale? And then how do some of these bigger businesses operate their customer acquisition strategies, their monetization strategies? And it's kind of like, I had to become somebody completely different to hit the goals that I set for myself, in 2017, 2018, 2019, and into this year.